It's a Monday morning. Hope you had a great weekend. I'm Tyler Glenn, and this is the Tyler Glenn Show, the show about food and fun places in the mayhem of life. There were Halloween parties. There were costumes. There was all kinds of mayhem and fun, and we're going to take a look at some of those weekend pictures, all those great costumes and pumpkin carvings as we get set for the big night tomorrow. It's Halloween. It's the spookiest night of the year coming up. And we're going to answer the question, so how long does Halloween candy last? Like, you bought too much, maybe it's a cold Halloween and you don't get that many kids. What's the shelf life of Halloween candy exactly? 15 spooky Alexa skills to use tomorrow. That's going to be cool. Also, we'll take a look at America's favorite Halloween costumes of 2023. This comes to us from Google. These were the most searched costumes. We'll take a look at that. Of course, we're going to have all your pictures, too. All the weekend happenings, we'll dive into the mailbag. And, of course, we've got all kinds of winning going on this week, too. This week is Grand Prize Week with the Hot Wheels contest. We've got a $900 gift card from our friends at Murray Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC on Richmond Avenue to put towards your winter tires, right? That grand prize draw is coming up Friday. Our last Hot Wheels car to show you is Wednesday. And then we're going to have another contest rolling out probably midweek with our friends at Visit Minot. And that's going to be exciting. And then the following week, another contest. And then the following week, we have 4 contests rolling out in the month of November. So exciting days ahead. And we welcome aboard Leon's Furniture Superstore as one of our new sponsors on the Tyler Glenn Show. You'll see them on the headlines portion of the show. Welcome, Leon's Furniture Superstore, to the Tyler Glenn Show starting November the 1st. So good of you to be here. Hope you had a great weekend. Weather was, it was kind of a meh weekend. Hey, at least the driving conditions had improved dramatically. And here's a look outside. This is across southern Manitoba for your Monday morning, and roads are looking good for the most part. We did have a section of the highway between the U.S. border and Winnipeg close over the weekend because they had some blowing snow, melting. It got really icy. They had to close the road. It was like our first road closure of the season, I think. But this morning, things are looking generally really good, and I'm taking a look at the Manitoba 511 map, and things are pretty much smooth sailing. If you are in the northern part of the of our viewing area, listening area, Dauphin, Grandview, St. Rose, you are seeing some snow-covered sections on your roads north of the park. Kind of a reversal of what we had last week. except not quite as bad. So take her cool. Ebb and flow, St. Rose, Dauphin, Grandview region. Take her cool. A little bit slippery there. And that highway south of Winnipeg is still reporting some partial cover and slippery conditions. That is Highway 75 from Emerson to Winnipeg. Had some real problems with that over the last 72 hours, but that should clear up. And there's some rumors floating around in the weather that we're going to get back to double-digit daytime highs in November. About visiting over the weekend. Oh, guess what I heard? I heard that we're going to get our second summer coming in the next few weeks. It's going to be, soon as Halloween is done, we're going to have back in 11, 12, 13 degrees. I don't see that anywhere. Now, I do see temperatures that are above normal, which is kind of nice. Temperatures like at +2, which will probably come sometime next week. This week, we're pretty much normal for this time of year. Let's take a look at the forecast here real quick to see what you got lined up for your week this week. Here's what it looks like. There we go. Today, some light snow off and on and 2 degrees. Oh, hang on a second. That is not fitting the screen properly. Hang on. There we go. -2 for the high today, and could have to plug in tonight. I like to say -15 is kind of the cutoff for plugging in your car. So tonight you may want to plug in, and you got a jalopy. You might want to see if the block heater works for you with that low of -16 tonight. And then there's the rest of the week. Minus single digits, not too bad. And if you don't have a lot of snow where you are, and that sun does have a little bit of heat, you might see some melting. And who knows? Stranger things have happened. Maybe we'll get back to temperatures in double digits. I don't know. Let's take a look at the air temperature this morning across North America, and it's cold everywhere. It's a cold morning. The blues have taken over the entire continent for the most part. So this high pressure has moved down, and basically we're all kind of chilling. And this is a real problem for people in the southern states where they are just not used to this kind of cold, especially this early in the year. We're doing okay up here, but boy, in Texas, Oklahoma, they got some snow in Colorado there. It is really tough going for them today. Wind chill map. Here is how, look at the wind chill. I mean, they got wind chill in central Texas in November. These are the people going, "Hi-tee, wow, this is way too cold." And the dark purple is like insanely cold. And where is that? That's parked over Idaho, Colorado, Wyoming. It's cold. So, hey, we're not alone today. If you're feeling a little chilly, everyone's feeling chilly today, unless you're in California or Florida or the U.S. Eastern Seaboard or down in Mexico. Everybody on the continent is pretty much doing a little bit of shivering today as we get our block heaters ready and our snow shovels ready and our snow brushes ready for the impending doom. I mean, season. Of course, the impending season. Hey, welcome aboard. Let's welcome our sun seekers into chat this morning. We had Tasha Licious and the Road Reverend first in early this morning. Welcome. Nice to see you. Lindy was quick to join. Nice to see you, Lindy. Welcome aboard. Nice to see you in Sunseeker Chat. Thank you for being here. Cheryl is here with a hot cup of coffee for a Monday. Welcome. Good to see you this morning, Cheryl. Thanks for being here, and thanks for being here, Sharon. It's nice to see you on a Monday morning. Misbehavin' is here. I hope you're feeling better. We have had a rash of very weird and wacky colds. I had a friend get COVID over the weekend. Not here locally. This is somebody that is a friend through the studio that I work with. He's a client of mine. He's actually in Missouri, and he just came back from Europe, and he had been through about 15 different airports, and he sounded awful. I said, "So how is it?" And he says, "I feel like I've got hit by a truck." And he said it's like the worst cold and flu and getting hit by a truck all wrapped into one. And it was the first I haven't seen the old C-19, so I'm still knocking on wood. That's me knocking on wood. Anyway, I hope you're feeling better, Misbehaving. Tasha Licious, yeah, we mentioned Tasha, of course. She was in early. Paul is here, too. Kathleen is here. Nice to see you this morning, Kathleen. Thank you for being here. And Kate on 78, hope you had a great weekend. We do have a lot of pictures we're going to get to. A lot of people dressed up. Lots of Halloween parties. We got some good ones. Keep them coming. I put a post on my Facebook page. You don't even have to DM. Just add to that list right on the main page. Show me your weekend Halloween costumes. If you're out at a party, if you were kicking it up with some friends, there were a lot of them over the weekend. Love to see how your costume turned out. And if you aren't especially proud of it, or maybe it was a fail, or maybe you just, you weren't exactly excited about it, then, you don't have to. But if you thought it turned out great, it was adorable or whatever, share it. We'd like to see it. Just put it on the Facebook page. We'd like to also say good morning to Polar Bear is here. Good morning to you, Polar Bear. And Quentin is here. Nice to see you on a Monday. QD. Mavis is here too. And Zumba Bernice is joining us from Ottawa. Bernice, I do have some of your pictures too. She's kicking it up in Ottawa. Is this some kind of Zumba conference? She's taking Zumba nationwide, and we've got some Zumba Bernice action shots coming up because she is in Ottawa and putting on the miles, and we'll get to those a little bit later on. Cindy is saying a big hello to all the Sunseekers before she's got to jump off to work. Feeling a bit better. God, we're all on the mend here. Holy man, everybody's been hit with something. Nick Adams is here. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Nick. Nice to see you in chat this morning. Welcome. Apart from like minus 14 where I am, he says, it's a pleasant day thus far. Minus 14. Mine says minus 3. That's the wind chill, minus 14. Kathleen celebrated her granddaughter's birthday. They went to the Fun Size Farms Halloween party on Saturday. That sounds like fun. Nice. Nice. Who else do we have in chat this morning to say good morning to? Trev Webb is here. Happy Monday to you, sir. Good to see you this morning in chat. And I think we're all caught up. Let's get you back into the beach bunker. And to the big news of the weekend, of course, the passing of Matthew Perry. This came to me, I'm sorry, it still is shocking. I'm having a hard time dealing with this one. I'm not one to have a celebrity death or wedding and go, oh my God, and make a big deal about it. This one kind of hit me sideways. Saturday when I saw a post on social media before going to bed. Initially, I thought it was a hoax. And then when I woke up Sunday morning, I just kind of, I don't know if it was maybe one of those first thing in the morning things, or it's just like, are you kidding me? And I wasn't following his career all that closely. I knew he was a Canadian, obviously on Friends, and I knew he had addictions issues that he was trying to help people with, and that was pretty much the extent of it. He'd written a book, and the book had done well because he had told about his life struggles and so on. But when this came up, it hit me sideways, and it's still, I'm struggling a little bit with it. And of course we're, close in age. Maybe that's it. I don't know. How did you feel about the passing of Matt? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it just felt like, even though I wasn't a huge fan of Friends, this is the last time anybody saw him. He was playing pickleball on Saturday, and the person he was playing pickleball with said he was in great spirits, although unconfirmed reports that he was complaining about fatigue, feeling unusually tired. I'm really tired. This has been a good match. This is what it's all for. Pickleball was something that he picked up, and many of his friends had said that it was his new addiction, was pickleball. It was a healthy addiction. And I've got to pick up pickleball. I noticed I've got a court like in my neighborhood, although it's kind of hard to play pickleball in January. But not since the death of Princess Diana has something hit me like this. Not, how that feeling, that kind of sadness in your heart. It just, I don't know. What's pickleball? Well, pickleball, I think we talked about this before. It is kind of like a game of tennis played with paddles. And while predominantly when it first came to the scene was played by senior citizens, it has increasingly gotten younger demographically, and there are some actually very competitive pickleball tournaments and all kinds of championships, and it's gotten very competitive. Thus, it's brought out some big athletes. So it's actually now in 2023, pickleball is the fastest growing sport, the fastest growing amateur sport in the world is pickleball. So, yeah, and we got pickleball courts all over the place. You just gotta be on the lookout for them now. When you see a pickleball court, they're like a tennis court, only smaller. Quentin says he was my favorite. Fair to say, much of my sarcastic sense of humor was thanks to Chandler Bing. Nick says, sadly, not the only passing. Richard Mall, who played bull on Night Court, passed away at 80 on Saturday. I did see that, Nick, and that definitely it lands a little differently for me. I was sad to see that information. Obviously, he was a beloved character on Night Court. But I think the fact that Matthew Perry was a Canadian my age who kind of lived a dream that I had always had. Maybe that's why I'm taking this tough. Like, my career was spent in radio only because I met when I was with my high school sweetheart way back in the day in the 90s. Before I met Tracy, I literally wanted to be an actor. I was not going to stay in Manitoba. I was going to leave, and I was going to go to Toronto or New York or California, and I was going to act. I know that sounds stupid, but I acted a lot in high school. I was part of a lot of community theater. I'd been in the States a few times doing some acting, and I really wanted to pursue it career-wise, but in talking to a lot of actors, they struggle. They struggle financially. And, of course, I met a girl. And I figured, well, what would be kind of like acting, but it would give me a little bit of a regular paycheck, and so radio was. And the reason I tell that story is I guess vicariously I saw Matt as somebody who actually did it. He actually picked up, left. He struggled for a long time in Hollywood before he got the call, Friends Like Us, and went and auditioned and got the part, and his life completely changed. And it's just one audition, and that's it. Your life has changed. Multi-millionaire, super famous. And the scary part is that 6 months in, he said, you know what? 6 months in, I was unhappy. The fame wasn't enough. The fame just wasn't enough to fill the hole that he needed. And it scares me a little bit because, one of the things that stuck with me about Matthew is he says, dreams that you achieve can be dangerous. Because when you reach the top of the mountain, you better be prepared for what is at the top of the mountain. And I've always thought that myself, that I had a friend that was my boss, a boss that was my friend, who said he had the best way to put it. Be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. And then you've got to wrangle the bull by the horns. And that's what happened to Matt. And so it's a heavy heart. It's and he went, and and what can you say? This picture was taken a week ago of him in his hot tub. This is incredibly creepy. Just a week ago, him with his headphones. His friend said that he loved to hang out in the hot tub. It was his special place, and he put the music on, and like many people, just sit and soak, kind of ponder life, look out over Los Angeles, and just sit there and think and have some alone time. And that was 6 days ago. And the cat, and that to this day, obviously, no one has touched his Instagram. This was his last post on Instagram, and it's from 6 days ago. And it said, "Oh, so warm water swirling around makes you feel good. I'm Matt Man." Paul thought it was a hoax at first too. I think because of the age too. And again, I wasn't up on his struggles to the degree. I didn't know they were that serious. He died once. He died. Went into cardiac arrest for 5 minutes. They had to break 8 ribs as they were giving him CPR to bring him back to life. I didn't know this. And it was interesting because when I posted this on social media on the weekend, a lot of people were messaging me and posting on my social media saying, oh, geez, not a big surprise. Oh, my God, do you not know what this guy's been through? I'm like, I have no idea. I wasn't following him this close. I'm not a big celebrity guy. I knew he was a Canadian that struggled and he was on Friends. And I didn't know that it was to that extent. Mama Sunday says, makes it harder with his age. It's so sad. Zumba Bernice says that pickleball is a great family sport. And Trev says it's fun to eat pickles between sets. Hey, if you can drink beer or eat in any sport, it's a good sport for me. Cheryl says it's always hard when it's someone so young. And it seems to be becoming more common for some reason. Nick says, I was hoping to see him on the reboot, but unfortunately it's not to be. Road Reverend said a former NHL player died over the weekend from an on-ice incident. Interesting. I did not hear about that one. Mama Sunday said, I totally agree. Kathy says, oh, good morning, Kathy. Nice to see you this morning. And apparently the hockey player was 29 years old. Oh, my gosh. Well, you know what? It's really important you see your doctor. You know, these unexplained deaths sometimes happen. That's because guys aren't, especially guys, right? We don't want to go to the doctor. They're going to find something. I'm going to be sick. And I don't want to be told I'm sick because then I got to change my lifestyle or do this and that. You got to go see your doctor on a regular basis. And those things can be found, but a lot of guys don't go. It's just sometimes the explanation is that simple. I'm not saying that that's what happened in the Matthew case. I'm saying the hockey player. But, yeah. More on Matt coming up in just a second, and then we're going to get to some of your Halloween costume pictures. So go now to the Facebook page. If you were at a party on the weekend, we're going to do a little Halloween parade after 7:30. The Halloween parade. Okay? So you were looking good. You went to a lot of work to put these costumes together. So why not show them off? We're going to do that. Let's show them off after 7:30. So get them ready to go. Our Halloween parade is coming up. As Halloween comes tomorrow, you know what happens on Wednesday? We get it is a complete shift over. We move from boo and trick or treat and you know what? Throw the pumpkin in the trash to get the Christmas tree out, and let's get ready for Christmas parties. And the backyard on Aberdeen is a great place to host your Christmas party. They can host 25 to 150 guests. They've got some great food, including the turkey meal with stuffing, beef Wellington, salmon Wellington, stuffed pork loin, Dijon pork chop, and they're more than happy to accommodate any special food requests that you have with any dietary requirements. The cozy indoor setting is adorned with a Christmas tree and festive decorations, creating a warm and inviting atmosphere. And, of course, they'll be serving hot cider and hot chocolate to complete your festive experience for free. They're also available to provide catering services for your Christmas party at your location. The backyard on Aberdeen, Ida's Catering, open Monday to Friday, 11 till 5 at 1624 13th Street. They're behind the old Sobeys or just behind Canadian Tire in that area. If you can get to Canadian Tire, you'll find the backyard on Aberdeen. Alternative Choice Garden Center into its final 2 days of the haunted greenhouse. So get in there today or tomorrow. It was a busy weekend, as you could well imagine, people piling through the haunted greenhouse. You're into your final 2 days for that before they're going to flip the thing over. And then it's going to become a winter wonderland with Christmas trees and the most unbelievable Christmas experience you have ever seen inside this greenhouse. But that'll come later on in the week. As for today, make sure you get in there 9 to 5 today or tomorrow for the haunted greenhouse. And again, there are face painting activities, there's coloring, story time, and all kinds of stuff that goes along with that. But stay with us. Stay tuned for some exciting Christmas action from Alternative Choice Garden Center. And don't forget that you can contact them for your poinsettia fundraiser. They will get your group, your nonprofit group or organization, some poinsettias at a heavy discount, allowing you to sell those and be a fundraiser for your dance troupe, your choir group, your school group, whatever it may be. Just give them a call and ask for more information at Alternative Choice Garden Center at 34th and Patricia. Okay, this was the scene outside of Matt's house. Like this is the other thing is that celebrities. Once you have reached the pinnacle of your career, there's just no getting around the paparazzi. And look at this. This is his poor parents pulling up to the drive on Saturday night.
A family in pain. Matthew Perry's father, stepfather, and mother at his home mourning a beloved son and brother. Matthew brought so much joy to the world. The medical examiner says more tests are needed to determine how the star died. Antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications were found inside his home. Today, audio released of the 911 dispatch call.
Engine 23, rescue 23, MS9 all on radio. Respond to the drowning.
Devastated by the actor's death, fans laid flowers, feeling they have lost a friend.
For Chandler, he lives a legacy.
As the soundtrack to his career rang out. From his much-loved LA Kings hockey team to singer Charlie Puth. As former colleagues mourned a troubled star, Maggie Wheeler.
Oh my God.
Who played Chandler's on-again, off-again love Janice. The joy you brought to so many in your too short lifetime will live on. His on-screen mother.
I get to see my son, who I loved.
Oh. And this is the way that I find out. Most moms use the phone.
Morgan Fairchild. The loss of such a brilliant young actor is a shock. This studio is where Matthew Perry forged the role as Chandler Bing, and from here where he provided so many laughs to so many around the world. The brains and creators behind that hit TV show Friends are among those joining the chorus to pay tribute, saying they are shocked and deeply, deeply saddened.
Well, I guess so. And it looks like Lisa Kudrow may take his dog. It looks she's a huge dog lover, and was good friends with Matthew Perry. And as that report had said, there were prescriptions on the premises, and the autopsy apparently is done this morning. They're just awaiting the toxicology results, and I'm sure that that will be made public as soon as they've got more information on that. And lastly, with Matthew, after we take a quick break here at 7:30, how he wanted to be remembered. He did an interview 11 months ago with Q on CBC, and one of the things I found surprising is he never watched an episode of Friends. He never watched it, at least a year ago. In this interview, he said that it was part of his mission was in the next few months to start watching the show. Of course, he was part of it, but because he was going through so much at that time, he could see what he was on and struggling with, like what drugs he was struggling with through the episodes. So very, very sad. But we'll take a look at that in just a second. And then, of course, we're going to do our Halloween costume parade. Okay, that is coming up in a second. But first, let's take a look at our beach break of the day today. And our beach break, we're going to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. It's a little bit dark this morning, but the sun is coming up. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here's a live shot of Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, as we get you going on a Monday. Nice and warm in Puerto Vallarta, the Grand Park Royale Hotel and Resort. If you know somebody in Mexico, this is what they're looking at this morning. In Mexico, live shot of Mexico. We'll take a beach break, and we're back in just 90 seconds with more on The Tyler Glenn Show. So how long does Halloween candy last for anyway? We're going to take a look at that coming up a little bit later on in the show, because chances are you're going to be left with a little bit. Or are you worried that you might run out? Did you find that the price of candy was just a little too expensive, and so you kind of bought as little as possible? We'll talk about that coming up on the show. About food, fun places, the mayhem of life. Look at Mexico. Beautiful Puerto Vallarta. Here comes the sun. Mama Sunday says that her son is going to be at this very resort at the end of this month. Hopefully he can camera crash. That would be funny. Hey, everybody, having some fun down here in Mexico. Let's take a look at southern Manitoba, and here's your road situation for a Monday, and things are looking generally pretty good right across the board. There is one exception, and that's for folks north of north of Riding Mountain National Park. In the Dauphin region, you are seeing some snow-covered and slippery sections, as well as the highway between Winnipeg and the U.S. border. They had to close that highway for a spell over the weekend. It has since reopened, but it still has some snow-covered and slippery sections. That's south of Winnipeg to the U.S. border. All other highways in southwestern Manitoba are generally in pretty good shape this morning. And that, again, St. Rose, Grandview, Gilbert Plains, Dauphin, you do have some snow-covered and slippery sections, but everybody else is looking pretty good. As we get things going for your Monday, let's take a look at your temperature. It is cold right across the continent. Yikes. Boo! The whole North America is in a bit of a deep freeze this morning, for November anyway. Our normal for this time of year, by the way, is +5. The normal low is -5, and so I guess, all things considered, we're not really that far off the mark, are we? Just me doing a little bit of whining. The record high on this day in 1950 when we hit 23. The record low, 1991. Oh, that was a good year. I was in college that year. 1991, we woke up to -24. Holy crap. Can you imagine waking up to -24? No thanks. So, anyway, could always be worse. Could always be worse. Here's your wind chill map, and we'll get right back into it here this morning. Thanks, Road Reverend. Send me the picture of what it looked like when they had to close the highway over the weekend between Winnipeg and the Saskatchewan border. This is what it looked like. It's just basically a sheet of ice. And again, this road has since reopened, but look at it. There was just a ton of water on the road, and it completely froze. And total shit show. Highway has now been closed as of 12:30. And again, it is reopened, but I'm just showing this because I don't know how you even get rid of ice. Like, you have to chisel that ice off. Is it just heavy salt, I guess? I don't know. That's a lot of ice on that road. Holy man. Anyway, thanks, Road Reverend. Roads are good this morning. We're in good shape. And lastly, with Matthew Perry, I want to leave you with this. This is, he wanted to be remembered not as somebody on Friends, but as somebody that helped others who were struggling with addiction. Because he founded an addiction clinic in Malibu, and he made it a personal mission, whether it was one person or a group of people that approached him to say, I need help, that he promised that he would always be there for them. And this interview, I'm going to post the entire interview. It's about 45 minutes long. It was the last real in-depth interview he gave before his passing. This was last November in Toronto with CBC's Q, and his words now are, they were powerful then, even more powerful now.
And alcoholism did not care that I was on Friends, and alcoholism did not care about any of that shit. Alcoholism wants you alone, it wants you sick, and then it wants to kill you. In the book, I compare it to the Joker, because the Joker just wants to see the whole world burn, and so does alcoholism and addiction. And it took over decades of my life, and I pray to you, if you worry that you're having this problem, or you know somebody that is, raise your hand, find somebody who's smarter than you about this, and talk to them. and be honest about it, because the secrets are what kill us. As soon as I mean, it was pulled out of me by somebody the first time I admitted it, but I was taking 55 Vicodin a day. I weighed 128 pounds. I was on Friends getting watched by 30 million people, and that's why I can't watch the show, because I was like brutally thin. And being beaten down so badly by the disease. So I went to Hazelden. I went to my first rehab. I didn't really learn anything. I kind of just imitated Michael Keaton the whole time. So I was like, what, do I have a problem with alcohol? And I was placed in some kind of spiritual guy's office, and we talked a little bit. And as we were done talking, he turned around. He turned me around and said, "Just remember, it's not your fault." And I went, "What?" He said, "It's not your fault." And I went, "Say that again." "It's not your fault." And I said, "What do you mean it's not my fault? I'm the one who's doing it. What do you mean?" And he explained addiction and alcohol to me, and he saved my life. Because I then knew that it wasn't my fault, that I wasn't weaker. It wasn't my will that was screwed up. It was that I have this disease and I need to get help. And, you know, the thing that always makes me cry, and I hope I don't cry here, is that it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair.
It's not fair.
That I had to go through this disease while the other 5 didn't. They got everything that I got. But I had to fight this thing, and still have to fight this thing. So just to end this on a good note, there are people that will help you, and get their help. It doesn't go away. It never goes away.
Guys, do your
That
daughter
is,
a favor this year by getting...
That is some pretty powerful stuff. And, yeah, I don't know. I had no idea. And so I think I, along with a lot of people, are learning a lot through this passing. And, you know, it's... I feel like I should have been following it a little bit closer. I had no idea. And this interview really, in 45 minutes, encapsulates a lot of what he wrote in the book. I'm not a big reader of the book, of books, but he talks about the audiobook. He actually voices the audiobook. And he said that he had to stop multiple times in production of doing the book, because he said when he wrote the book, he was writing it third person, kind of like, okay, I'm just going to tell my story like I'm in therapy. And then I did this, and then I did that, and then I did this, and this happened to me, and so on. And he said that when he went to read the audiobook, he had to stop several times, because he just said, it made me so sad. He thought, I feel so sorry for this SOB. Oh my God, this guy, his life's a mess. It's a complete disaster. Because then he realized that it was his life that was a complete disaster, and he eventually got through it. And I think that that's going to be something maybe on my Christmas list. The audiobook, again, because I can't really read all that well. I think that's pretty well known. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you, and I am going to post that. It's 45 minutes long. It's a great interview. If you have some spare time to watch it, it is really, really good. Done last November in Toronto, and I'll put it on the website at tylerglenshow.com. Okay, let's get to the pictures of the weekend. It is time for That's Thriller by the Kazoo. Thriller by the Kazoo. It's just a thriller time. Let's take a look at some Halloween pictures. Oh, and the mailbag is full. We have got a lot of pictures, and I'm going to start with some party pictures from Alana. These are some dramatic ones. Thank you, Alana Ford. Look at this. They had the dinosaur going on. Look at this. Oh, yeah, and then there's, I guess, some kind of... Oh, it's Jurassic Park. It's Jurassic Park. Very nice. And they got a crowd of people. We got the Mario Brothers there. We've got somebody from deep under the ocean. And look at this crowd. That looked like a big Halloween party on the weekend. Very nice. Everybody getting together from Bud Light to Cowboys to Beetlejuice. There's a couple of Bud Light costumes. And the Mario Brothers, some Devils, some Aquamans. Very well done. Good job, guys. Thanks, Alana Ford. And I was waiting for the call to join the party, but my phone wasn't ringing. Maybe next year. All right. Who else has some Halloween pictures? We got Batman and who else is this? Batman and a unicorn. This is from Karen. And Karen is the witch in the back and does a great job, Karen. Oh, that's pretty spooky. Somebody is so excited to be Batman. You could just tell that he wants to go off and fight crime right now. Yeah, and I'm a unicorn. Very good. Ready for tomorrow. But there was a lot of parties happening this weekend. Lots of Halloween parties. Yes, indeed. Let's get to some more of your pictures. Again, if you've got Halloween pictures from parties over the weekend, something you did over the weekend, just post it on the page. We'll get to them. This one was taken at the dock. You can tell Bobby Wright shared this one. Now, I don't know if this is Bobby's picture or she just came across these two guys, but this is outstanding. This is excellent. That would be a pain in the rump to be wearing around all night Saturday night, but they did a great job. It's Beaker, and who's the other one? It's Beaker. And I'm not sure who the other guy is. But I think that's Sesame Street. Very well done. Thanks for sharing that. Who else we got here? The Halloween Parade. Halloween Parade. Who was sharing their Halloween? Oh, there was a Halloween social going on in honor of Keenan and Natasha. And they were dressed as Shrek and Fiona. That is a great idea, having a wedding social, a Halloween wedding social. Very popular. Very good idea. Awesome. Hope you guys had a great weekend and raised a lot of cash for the nuptials and had lots of fun. Who else we got here in the mailbag? Oh, we've got some pirates now. This is from Darlene and Wanda. They were out at the bar, dressed up in their giddy-up as pirates. There they are causing trouble, and they weren't the only pirates out and about on Saturday night. Apparently there were some others. Let me just have a look-see here. Keep those pictures coming. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. This one is from Donna Gerlinger. Donna Gerlinger was out as a pirate as well and looked lovely. Very nice picture. Donna, look at you all dressed up in your pirate getup. And there's some libations flowing there. Oh, yeah. Halloween party time. Indeed. Good times, good times. The pirates are swilling some rum, it looks like. Swilling some rum, yeah. Very good. Thanks for sharing those pictures this morning. Halloween weekend. And I think we had a Ghostbusters family that was looking good. We'll get to that in just a second. Oh, this is cute. This is from Cindy. We had a blast at a Halloween party. This is a really good pizza costume. Delicious pepperoni pizza. Looking good there, pal. And nice costume. Getting ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Halloween. Tomorrow is Halloween. Can't wait for it. Okay, and then we've got pictures of the Ghostbusters. Let's take a look here. Ghostbusters. Oops. Hang on 2 seconds here. This is from Nicole Sampson. And this is her family dressed up in the Ghostbusters getup. And, the Pillsbury Doughboy is in the back. How nice is that? Very good. Nice costumes. Thank you for sharing. To the wall, to the wall. Okay, no, hang on 2 seconds here. Got some from Tasha. Tasha was pumpkin carving. Oh, no, wait a second. There's the kids. There's Tasha's kids. There they are. All dressed up. They were over at Willie's birthday bash over the weekend with the Wheat Kings. They're ready to go. And then I wanted to show they were doing some pumpkin carving. They were getting right into it. Getting right into the whole pumpkin carving. It was a family affair. Look at that. Smiles on their faces. You want to be smiling when you're handling sharp objects. And you also want to get along with your family while you've got knives in your hands. Yes, because you don't want brothers and sisters fighting. You don't want anybody fighting. Oh, of course, you got to take the top off. It's kind of gross in there. All those seeds and yucky stuff in the inside. Very well done. Good job, pal. Oh, there's Mom. Oh, you got a whole bunch of pumpkins there. And then those delicious seeds after. You like cooking the seeds? I like those seeds. Dr. Bunsen Honeydew was that guy. Oh, only you would know that, Quentin. It is Sesame Street, though, isn't it? Man, I had no idea. And there they are, decorating, getting the pumpkins and the pumpkin seeds ready for tomorrow. Oh, and there's Tasha taking pictures of herself. There we go. Thank you, Tasha. Oh, the Muppet Show. It was the Muppet Show. Thank you. That is right. Michelle sent this in of her pumpkins. Oh, these are painted ones. These are nice. Painted pumpkins, looking good. I think that's kind of the way to go. I always butcher the ones where you got to use the knife. I'm seeing more and more of these painted pumpkins. I think this is like the growing trend. Because, again, I just do the triangle eyes on the ones with the knife and then just do the mouth as quickly as I can. And that doesn't even really look a lot good. I like the painted ones. They're much, especially that blue one. That matches the show's colors. Can't really see it all that well. Let me move this around here for a second. Because you want to see the Tyler Glenn Show blue there, second from the right. I like that one. Might have to steal that design. That's a good one. Thank you for sharing. Let's get some more here. You can send them to me direct message. Probably just as easy to put them on the wall now because we're going to get to some of the wall pictures here. We had some shots of Yellowstone, TV show Yellowstone. This is Janine. Janine Roy shared this one, and it's the adult Care Bears. That's a good costume to have in Canada. When you can incorporate a costume that's going to keep you warm and look good, then, you kind of got it made. Dressing from the genie from I Dream of Jeannie in Canada is not a good idea because then you got a snowmobile suit under the I Dream of Jeannie bikini, which doesn't make a lot of sense and looks kind of stupid, but would definitely be the Canadian version of I Dream of Jeannie. But the Care Bears, nice and toasty warm. Have a great day, Kathleen. Nice and toasty warm with the Care Bears there. Nice looking Care Bears. What else we got for costumes on the weekend? Oh, Cody Allen Dixon has got Star Wars going on. Oh, someone was at Comic-Con over the weekend. Boy, there was a lot of people that took in Comic-Con. 30,000 people took it in over the weekend. Checking out the Trailer Park Boys and some of those big movie stars they had. It was a pretty incredible show. Very well attended, but they did have a good lineup this year. Well done. Well done. Oh, here's another Star Wars shot. Well, it looks like, okay, so this is somebody famous that I don't know. You might be able to figure this out. This is Cody got an autograph from somebody. If Cody, you're in chat, just pop in quick and tell us who this is. Somebody famous. Or maybe it's probably somebody This isn't George Lucas. That's all I know. He's like the only Star Wars guy that I would know. Oh, no, that's the one of the bad guys, and I can't remember his name. I'm useless. I apologize. One of the stars from Comic-Con over the weekend. Here's a good one. This is Tara Burton's shot and Yellowstone. God love it. Unmistakable. Unmistakable. And again, another costume perfect for the climate, hey? Fur coat, you're a cowboy with the jacket and the hat. It's all good. It's all good. Keeping warm. No worries. Okay, and then this is a great one. This is my daughter and her coworker at a wedding social. KFC. Who's got the chicken? That's a great costume. Nice. So do keep on posting. Like to see what you did on the weekend. There was a lot of Halloween parties going on, and hopefully you had lots of fun. Got out there and had a few cocktails and maybe a few candies to go along with it, and had some fun. We're going to take a look at some of the hot Halloween costumes according to Google. Coming up in just a second. Tim Hortons of Western Manitoba. Now, at last count, Greg was saying that they did get some more of those glow-in-the-dark buckets in Brandon. They were in such high demand. He says the Bootastic glow-in-the-dark Tim buckets have 31 delicious Timbits. We receive stock at the Brandon and Dauphin locations if you're looking for a fun Halloween treat. These are in incredibly high demand. Parents were selling these online for an insane amount of money because parents wanted to get their hands on these things. That is not cool. I realize they're super popular. They're the must-have. Now, please don't scream at me if they're gone. I'm just trying to relay the message because every time I talk about them, I hear from some angry parents who are, we went to the Tim Hortons and they were out. And it's like, you know what? These are hot. These are the must-have Halloween item. They glow in the dark. They got the bats on it. They got Tim Hortons. And, of course, they got 31 Timbits inside. So scurry away to Tim Hortons in Brandon or Dauphin to get your special Halloween bucket while supplies last. You've always got time for Tim Hortons. Sponsors of the Tyler Glenn Show, again, with 10 locations to serve you. You can find them in Brandon, Virden, Neepawa, Dauphin, and Moosomin, Saskatchewan. But for those buckets, it's Brandon and Dauphin for another round of buckets. And our friends at Auto Fashion, taking care of your vehicle like you've never seen before, like it's brand new again. They'll make your car feel brand new. It's their mission to have your vehicle looking flawless inside and out. They offer a world of services that breathe new life into your vehicle, creating a fresh and pristine environment you'll love. Expertise in paintless dent repair guarantees your body's restored to perfection, and they're proud to be MPI accredited. And they're your go-to specialist for vehicle protection, ensuring your investment is shielded from the elements and daily wear and tear. At Auto Fashion, your vehicle will exude a sense of pride, both inside and out. Experience the joy of driving a vehicle that feels and looks like new when you take your vehicle to Auto Fashion at 255 17th Street North, behind Lee's Buffet. Also, still to come this morning, I've got a comprehensive list of movies, scary movies, that were made in Manitoba. This is so cool. I had no idea that Manitoba is like the horror movie capital of the world. I came across this list, and we're going to go through it together next hour. I'm going to share this with you. And some of these movies are actually quite big. They were box office successes in the horror genre, and I had no idea that they're filmed in communities like Selkirk, Winnipeg, Carberry, Steinbach, Brandon, Minnedosa. And I'm like, holy cow. These crews must come in the middle of the night, do a couple of shots, and then take off. It's pretty cool. And, of course, with Halloween coming tomorrow, maybe you want to watch a made-in-Manitoba spooky movie. We'll have the list for you coming up next hour, because what's going to happen now is we do have to say goodbye to our friends on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube. We do have to say farewell. My Sure Bear, thanks for being here, my Sure Bear. We do have to move things over to twitch.tv/Tyler Glenn Show. So that is just part of what we're going to have coming up next hour. Also, the hottest costumes for Halloween, according to Google. We've got the list, and we'll see if your Halloween costume made the list as we get set for Halloween tomorrow. And that's not all. What else have we got coming up? A viral video for hockey fans. Bardisi, a guy named Bardisi, went viral over the weekend because he is really upset about these Winnipeg Jets and their lack of fans coming to the arena. They play again tonight, I believe. They host New York. And there's some real concern about the Jets, and we'll show you that video, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Also, Zumba Bernice is in Ottawa. She is one of our Sunseeker chatters. We're going to take a look at some of Zumba's pictures, some of Zumba Bernice's Zumba action from the capital. Did she round up Justin Trudeau? Who is more likely to do Zumba, Justin, Pierre, or Jagmeet Singh? I don't know. I don't think any of them will, but maybe Bernice is a very persuasive Sunseeker, so you just never know. Speaking of Bernice, she said there was a spooky movie made at the Brandon Hydro Generator Station last year. Apparently they come and go all the time. It's crazy. I had no idea. Yeah, they don't really pronounce as much as they used to, especially if they've got their crews. Hey, they got their crews, they move in, they do their filming, and then they're gone. Anyway, we'll take a look at some of these movies, and of course, we'll have all that information and more coming up for you next hour. But regrettably, we're moving to hour 2 of the show. Tomorrow is Halloween, all kinds of special stuff, including the most haunted places in Manitoba, the paranormal, the spookiest of spooky stuff. Oh, it's going to be great. Take a look at this. Oh, look at what we've got planned for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Halloween, boys and girls, and we're going to get very scary on the show. So I'm hoping that you can join us for the Tyler Glenn Show Halloween edition tomorrow. All kinds of paranormal prizes, surprises, and some scary stuff as we get set for the trick-or-treater night of the year. So do join us for hour 1 of the show tomorrow right here on all social media platforms. But we're moving over to Twitch right now. Exclusively to Twitch, twitch.tv/Tyler Glenn Show. Don't forget you can get the show in podcast form at Red Circle, Tyler Glenn Show, or wherever you get your podcasts, including Google Podcasts and iHeartRadio. Okay? Have a great Monday. Take care. Be safe. Have fun. And TikTokers, we'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Garbage 833, I see you. Thank you. Garbage 833. What? Really? Oh, well, everyone's got a username, hey? Everyone's got a username. Okay, and for Facebook and X and the rest, thank you for being here, and we shall check you out again tomorrow for Halloween. I hope you're here for some spooky fun tomorrow. Make it a great Monday. Everyone's moving on over to